It's time for another edition of the Cummins Real Estate Group Show with Michele, 1L Cummins, and myself, Curtis Pope. Good morning, Michele.
Happy Saturday morning to you, Curtis.
And a happy Saturday morning to you, too. Now, it's hard to believe, but just a week ago, once we finished the show, we got to work, and before the end of the day, we bought a house.
It was a whirlwind, wasn't it?
It was an absolute whirlwind, and I can't believe how quickly you both sold our house and helped us find a new one.
Your family, a pleasure to work for and work with. I mean, I'm so excited for you that the place you chose is so perfect. It's got everything that you all wanted, plus it has some stuff I wanted for you that you probably didn't know.
I didn't know.
It has the great outdoor entertaining area for Kelly in the summer months. It's got a pretty fantastic and cool vibe kitchen and area for your wonderful chef kitchen work. You all go, it's just so awesome. And the kids have all their spaces, and it's just beautiful. And what a great location. So happy.
Well, and that was the cool thing for me, because you managed to get us into a neighborhood I wanted to be in, but didn't think we could find ourselves in, yet you found a way to make it work.
I am so happy. I always, it just trust in the process, and it works out.
Absolutely, and I know we've been talking about this pretty much since our first show, that we were looking to maybe think about move and things like that, and you've often said it, on average, it's about 18 months. Well, we were a little longer than that, but the whole process was really made easier by doing this show with you.
You know what? It's exactly right. You had just started maybe thinking about it, and it's true. It takes that amount of time before most make that jump and make that leap, because it's a lot of process and thinking and, lifestyle changes, and it's a big decision, and especially when you've been at a place as long as you, Kelly, and the kids have been.
Yeah, we've been there for just about by the time we move out, it'll be just about 14 years.
Wow. That's pretty good, because the average person is like 5 years or so, kind of when their mortgage is sort of up for renewal, and most do about 5-year mortgages. So, which is a
different generational thing, because I know that for example, the baby boomers that in front of us, they would and the generation in front of them was all about saving that money, buying a house, and then living in that house till you retire, and then maybe downsizing.
Yes, and it's just not that way anymore.
No, it's all about I guess you build equity and use that equity.
It's true, and because our equity builds so quickly in our area here in the Lower Mainland, especially the Fraser Valley and Vancouver areas, is that and the population growth in these areas are also growing at a rapid pace. So a lot of times, what used to be the quiet streets or the quiet town, or get so busy that people hop on over a little further east every time, and that happens. Every 5 years there's a big shift in a lot of towns, especially every 10 years for sure.
And of course, right now, feeding the frenzy is just incredible interest rates.
Oh my goodness, yes, and I believe it was. I have to check on that, but yesterday, something changed, shift and lower of the interest rates, and it's pretty amazing. Who knew it would be this amazing for this long? And we'll see what happens, and just enjoy it while it's here and take advantage of it while it's here, and good for you for doing that.
Well, and you're right about the interest rates, because we're using our friend Jamie Moy, and she came at us with what the lender had given her, which was a great rate, and she came back at us just yesterday going, actually, the lender's giving you an even better rate now. What?
Exactly.
What?
Yes. I know. I'm just closing on a rental condo, a brand new one for myself, investment condo, and it's like, wow, I'm very happy. Yeah, just got that news too. It's amazing. So that's like a gift that we both got this season. Okay, so share with our listeners like some of the maybe what to expect, how you just went through not only the selling process and getting multiple offers on your property, but the buying process in a seller's market and how that was, and going to having to be multiple offers as a buyer. Like, can you share some of your experience and maybe some tips, or share your heart out?
Well, you know what? It's interesting because we sold our house in, I believe it was 4 days from the point you listed it, and we had multiple offers, which two of them were subject free, and they were the two highest offers, so that was easy to figure out. But when it came to making a bid on the house, that was where it got stressful, because you looked at the house and it was everything we were looking for and more, and it was in that price range. We're like, and then you start overthinking it too, because you're like, well, what are other people going to offer? But then what subjects are they going to offer and things like that? And that's where, using your realtor and their knowledge came in handy, because we asked you about the home inspection. You said, why don't we get a home inspection done early so that it's not a subject, and that's one less subject you will have. And if you don't buy the place, well, you're out some money, but you'll have that peace of mind. Well, that seemed to be a huge thing for us, that we didn't have any subjects really when all was said and done, and we got that home inspection and had that peace of mind.
Exactly. And what a big difference it makes. It's definitely worth, like you said, that peace of mind and getting it done, because if you can go in with no subjects, the other thing with that, you do the title search, you do the property disclosure statement, you have a look at the property and the zoning and this and that, the neighborhood, you can do all that, and then that first amount of money that comes out of your pocket as a buyer is always that inspection. So that's the hardest one to overcome before you even know if you own it. So I'm very happy you did that. And then the other thing about how you got right on top, you already had Jamie Moy, your mortgage broker, have everything ready to go. You're already pre-approved and all of that. But then you went further and said, hey, can you approve this property for, let's say, this amount? We're going to go into multiple offers, and we don't want to have it subject to finance. So share that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was it really it's a situation where you really have to listen to your real estate agent and those around you. Line up a good mortgage broker, line up a good real estate agent. I know one, if anybody wants to know, and really ask them a lot of questions and use their knowledge to increase yours.
You got it. And trust is a big thing too, right? Especially during this, our home, our property, it's usually the largest purchase and investment we all make as humans in our lives. So it's a big decision. And not only that, it's the home you and your family are going to live in. And so there's a lot to that. So, that was great that, you had all that, and we provided a letter that went with your offer, which is very helpful, because in this COVID world that we're in right now, us realtors can't present in person. We can't go and sit, belly to belly, sit at the kitchen table, break bread with the owners and their realtor, and be able to share who you are as a buyer and why you would be perfect for their home. And, selling a home, it's emotional for the seller and for the buyer, and the seller does want to care. They want to know that the people who buy their home are going to love it. So without being able to do that face-to-face now, that personal letter from you, the buyer, and with a picture of your family goes such a long way as well, and that connection with that other agent to be able to share that with the seller.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, kind of, going with the flow right now, right, with the times, finding a way around it all, right?
Exactly.
And we did that, which was, and it was a stressful situation. Didn't think we were going to get the place, and lo and behold, we did.
Okay, now have you been on that Move Snap that I sent you, as far as like now that you got it, yay, you got a house, you now have that, I sent you a program that will help you in steps in preparing now what you do between subject removal and your possession. So hopefully that you find handy.
Yeah, no, I thought that was really handy. I mean, it's kind of nagging me, telling me that I have to call, my cable provider and call my internet provider and get my gas bill changed and all that fun stuff.
Oh, and you've got a lot of service providers already at your fingertips, because we've had so many on our show as guests, like Frogbox and moving companies, and all this and that. But hopefully that helps it go smoothly. And something we should share with the audience is that you actually also had you were ready with your deposit. You were like, I will have my deposit in the hand of my realtor in that trust account within 24 hours after acceptance if you choose our offer. And that was something also that I think bode well for you.
Yeah, and that's just another one of those things that, you talk to your real estate agent, you learn these things, and you do them, basically. But when it comes to moving, it's going to be easy. You see, I'm an assistant coach on a U18 hockey team, and I think there's no better dry land training than help Coach Curtis move.
Oh, that's great. T-shirts for everyone. We've got to make T-shirts for everyone.
I can just see all these kids going, what do you mean it's practice? It's not practice. We're not on the ice. Oh, no, you're going to get a workout. Don't you worry.
New T-shirts made for the whole team on moving day. We should do like a fun drone video of that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll get many of the players turning out for that, but I might try nonetheless.
Do it. Oh, they'll help you out. It'll be a fun day.
It will be a fun day. And we have more to talk about still here on the program, but we're just about at time for the first segment. If people want information about some of the things we talked about here and how, again, using your real estate agent to empower you to get more knowledge and really feel more confident in the whole process, they can contact you. And how can they do that?
At michelecummins.ca.
We're back with more right after this. Real Estate Group show with Michele Cummins and myself, Curtis Pope. Now, we weren't quite fully into the holidays here buying and selling, but we were close. But it definitely did bring up a lot of questions of whether or not it is a good time to buy and sell. So I guess I'm going to ask you flat out, Michele, is it a good time to, or can you really sell over the holiday season?
Yes, you can. And we're going to talk about how to do that and why to do it. And how to create more space indoors in the winter months as well, which will be important and hand in hand with that. I've had this question quite a lot just in the last week. Now that everyone's really the lights are out and the decorations are out, and one of my sellers had asked me a week and a half ago, "Oh, Michele, is it okay if I decorate?" So this is timely. So I wanted to talk about that. And first, I wanted to just say to everyone, in the light of this new extended restrictions that are in place in BC, I thought we could all use a little extra Christmas spirit this year. I mean, don't you agree?
I would think so. I think we can use all the Christmas spirit we can get.
Yay! And that's why a little bit of decorating is good, even when you're selling during the holidays. It brings joy. It brings happy emotions, usually, especially with people who are buying. It does give that kind of lift in spirit, but if it's done properly. And with that extra little Christmas spirit this year, I have introduced the Michele's Reason for the Season giveaways. And so one of my favorite things about the holidays is the opportunity to give back. It's this time of year that we are able to express our gratitude and give thanks for the blessings we have. We kind of, towards the end of the year, when we're thinking about other people, we're thinking about joy, we're thinking about love. I don't know, we kind of hunker down. It's a little bit of winter weather, so we're a bit more reflective, I think, and we think we have a time to share and care, time to reflect. You kind of look at the year and you kind of, how could I have made it better? How could I be better? What could I do better? I don't know. It's all that stuff. So after all, I mean, we have been given the greatest gift. Christmas is the greatest gift, is the coming of Jesus. And so this year, more than ever, I mean, I think we need this to be the focus. And in the year where so many people have gone through hardships, I want to remember one of the best parts of the season, which is the greatest gift of all. And by that, I want to give gifts and support people and encourage people. So each week during this holiday season, I'm running 2 separate giveaways to 2 local businesses. And I've already given away a $50 IHOP Langley gift certificate. My family owns, my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, my nephew runs, they run it, they own it. And, restaurants are really having a hard time, really, like coffee shops, restaurants especially. So I focused some of my gifts to restaurants So theirs was the first gift certificate I gave away this last week, just announced yesterday. As well, I gave a $75 Mission Station Grill gift card away. So this week coming up, you've got to check in and enter to see what other local business gift giving I'm doing. So it's easy. It's simple to enter. You just want to follow me on social media, either on Instagram. I'm at Michele Cummins, or you can follow me on Facebook or do it on Facebook. It's at Fraser Valley Realty. Second thing to do is follow the page of the local business being featured that day. I want to support the local businesses. And then the third thing is invite and tag friends for extra entry. So every friend you tag, you get an extra entry. So I'll post the giveaways each Tuesday and Thursday, so think of the T's, and draw winners on Fridays. And it's that simple. No strings attached. I just want to give back to the holiday season and help hashtag shop local. So good luck to everyone. And yeah, so I wanted to share that. So let's get into, can you sell during the holidays?
Yes, that was what we were talking about. You said yes, and it was okay to decorate, and then we got into what you're doing here for local businesses and contesting, which is fantastic.
That's right. It's always fun. Got to have fun with life.
Absolutely.
So follow the simple steps for selling during the holidays. Okay, 1, clean, stage, and then decorate. So in that order, it might seem like a huge undertaking, but cleaning and staging first will get your main space ready to add in your holiday decor. It makes it much easier. Then work with your current color palette. So Christmas decor tends to be very colorful, but it can be distracting for buyers. So opt for more muted color scheme that complements your current decor. Next, choose the right tree. So work with the dimensions of your room. Our place has really, really high ceilings, and we almost found that perfect, really high, perfectly, not too fat, not too skinny, not too high, but perfectly high Christmas tree. We went around the Christmas tree farm all the way around, and oh my goodness, we went back and there was a tag sold on it. So we didn't get that Christmas tree. But it would have been perfect for our space. So think of the Christmas tree and your space and a good size. So showcase high ceilings, like I mentioned, with that tall tree. But don't use that vital floor space in a smaller room with a larger base tree. So
don't you have like 700 acres at the Casa de Cummins out there that you can just grab a tree from?
I know, I really could, right? But I did want to support local, and I definitely wanted to cut down my own tree. I used to buy them from Save On. I was one, yes, I did. Every year I went to Save On Foods and I bought their tree. But I decided, what am I doing? Got to have fun, got to go to the local tree farm. So I put out there, tree farms in the area and found a great Christmas tree farm. Went, and it was so much fun. But maybe I did that once in Montana when I lived there. Just cut down one of our own trees on our property. But
well, there's enough trees in Montana that really isn't a problem.
It's so true. You know what? A couple now in the last few months, properties I've been to, have been lined with old Christmas trees. It's the neatest idea. So every year they take their Christmas tree and they plant it on their property. So now these trees are gigantic, but every one has a year on it. Like one property had every year lined up completely, and the other ones just planted them, but odd areas. But wow, I thought that is
amazing. There is no way I could possibly get a tree to continue living after I have cut it like that. I know that's got to be a skill set to be able to pull that off.
You'd be surprised. Okay, how about next year, your first Christmas in your new place, you take that tree and you plant it in your backyard. I know the perfect spot for it.
Well, you see, I have a benefit here. Well, my mom used it to our advantage because my mom always hated real trees because she was always worried about the fire hazard and, watering them and all that fun stuff. Well, apparently when I got my allergy test when I was 7 and I found several, one of the things I was allergic to was pine trees and Christmas trees.
No.
So my mom was like, oh, we can't have a real tree. So sorry. Oh, too bad.
You know what? Have you tried it since?
No, I have not, because I've always just had it in the back of my mind. Well, I guess I'm allergic. And right now I have a kitten attacking the Christmas tree every chance he gets. Right now the score is Lucifer 34, Christmas tree 0.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I bet you should try you should try one. Just start with a small one at first, like a desktop one or something. Like, grow your own small little Christmas tree.
Well, maybe that's an idea. Maybe the cat, by then he'll grow up enough that I can't tell if he loves the Christmas tree or hates it, but he is airborne by the time he gets to it.
That's hilarious. You got to send me a video.
And Cassidy's just mortified because she keeps putting it back together. And it's a smaller tree that we kind of put up this year, so he wipes the thing right out.
Is it a real tree?
Oh, no, it's a fake tree.
That's what I thought. Okay,
yeah.
Artificial, yeah. Because if it was real, you're allergic. You can't do that.
Well, I'm allergic to cats technically, too, and we have 3 of those. That shows you how smart I am.
That's what I'm thinking. Well, maybe, allergies, our bodies change every so often.
Yeah, it depends on the severity of the allergies. I don't know how severe of an allergy. I've never really noticed it, to be quite honest, when I've been around these things. But my mom really didn't want to have a real tree, so she embedded it in my head at a young age that I couldn't have a real one.
I was going to say maybe it was a trick, and you believed it this whole time. Oh, my goodness.
It could be.
So, the next step is minimize the clutter. A few key pieces that will highlight your home much better than filling it up with, an empty table with a whole bunch of decorations. Just to kind of be a little bit more simple with the decorations than you maybe usually are. So it's important that your home still looks spacious and inviting, so think of that. And then with that, how about the winter? So how to show your home or prep your home for winter months. So as mentioning, experiment with the staging. So there's some good, just rethink your space if you can. If you're selling, whether it's in the winter or not, you really should think of this and add items that will inspire prospective buyers to view the space for other alternative uses.
Well, you see, that can be tough because I can imagine with our weather, I mean, we get so many gray, rainy days in the winter, and let's face it, showing a house on a really brutally awful, rainy, windy, cold day isn't exactly going to show the house in its best light.
Exactly. So you have to actually add a little bit more pizzazz, a little bit more something to it than just believing that the smelly, beautiful, colorful flowers and the sunshine making everyone feel good and the sun beaming through and shining all the crystal lights or whatever is going to do it. You got to add a little bit more. You got to do a little bit more. Think a little more thoughtful on it. And yesterday I was showing a property in Chilliwack and it was brilliant. They created this great space off their master bedroom and it was a little mini home office. But it could have been just this gigantic walk-in closet. It's big anyways, and I see it's part, like the closet's next to it. But it was brilliant, and it was exactly what my buyers would love and could really use. And so that's like taking a nook, which was kind of unused, and making it into a mini home office. And that was pretty creative for them. So, and then let in the daylight, because, when it's dark, shorter days equals less daylight. So taking advantage of any light during the daytime is essential for creating more space indoors. So make sure your windows are clean before the temperature drops below freezing, right? And make sure you try to keep your blinds or curtains open as much as possible. I mean, one of the places I showed yesterday, it was in the middle of the day, and actually it was a pretty nice day in Chilliwack, and they had all the blinds closed, all the curtains shut, even though they had all the lights on in the house. So open those curtains, open those blinds. So this is a simple yet very effective way of making your home seem more spacious. And decluttering. So one of the easiest ways to make more space indoors is to declutter and organize. The less clutter in a space, the larger it will appear, especially to prospective buyers if you're planning on putting your home on the market. So there's some tips with that.
And you missed one of the big ones, though.
Oh, what is it?
And I learned this. I know we've talked about this before, but I learned this when I used to do these remotes at show homes when I looked up north, the lottery homes. And they would almost always, especially around Christmas time, bake cookies, Christmas cookies, gingerbread cookies, chocolate chip cookies, because you're walking through the house with that wonderful smell in the air.
Using all our senses, yes, our smell. You are so correct.
And what makes it feel more like home than the smell of like cookies baking?
Nothing. It's better than bacon when you're showing your home. Bacon does smell great too, but in a different way.
Bacon would work with me, I'm not going to lie, but the cookies really, it was amazing. I'd always show up and I go, "You're baking again?" They're like, "Oh, yeah." I'm like,
cinnamon sticks on the stove, baking fresh homemade chocolate chip cookies. Yep. Oh, yum. And smells so good. And again, feels so homey. And yes, how many times as a buyer, you want to feel that comfortableness, that homey feeling when you walk in the door? You want to feel at home. You don't want to feel cold. You don't want to feel, oh, that helps. Yes, thank you for mentioning that, Curtis. You're hired. Okay. So I wanted to share a word, encouragement. So, finding things a little heavy these days. So with everything going on right now, it can be easy to lose sight of good things happening right in front of us. So our choice to celebrate others encourages those around us. So don't be shy to encourage people. Please share and celebrate good things that are happening in other people's lives just as much as yours. And don't forget about good things in your life too. I'm guilty of that. Just celebrate and encourage people. And we need this right now more than ever. And encouragement is never wasted words, and we can all use more of it. Okay, so quickly I wanted to mention I have this exclusive listing for the developer out there, and it's called Ledgeview Homes, and it's in a popular, sought-after East Abbotsford location that is this project is so unique. It is ready to go. It's like ready to dig. It's ready. And it's unique. It's one of a kind. Never has been done before in Abbotsford. Never. And it's approved. 17 row homes. So it's non-strata. It's adjacent to Ledgeview trails, surrounded by nature, green space, and adjacent to the famous Ledgeview Christmas tree farm, across also from the street from Ledgeview Country and Golf Club. So this is a great exclusive listing. It's $4.5 million. So call me on that. Looking for business space? I have the perfect business space coming up in a couple months. It's actually available now to put an offer in on to lease, but it won't be physically ready for possession for a couple months. So it's a great retail office space in the newly renovated Washington Place Mall in Mission. So it's off James Street and First, right downtown, at great location. And so it's $14 a square foot, triple net. It's about 1,140 square feet. And so it's perfect. West Coast Express is right there across the street from it, south of it. So there you go. There's some really cool, neat listings. And the quote for this week's show is from an amazing woman. I'm going to mention the quote first. The quote is, "Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more, so we fear less." And that is from Marie Curie, who is a French-Polish physicist and chemist who conducted pioneering research on radioactivity back a long time ago.
Yeah, Madame Curie, yes. We learned all about her in science class, and she did some amazing things.
Yeah, and she didn't let fear guide her. She controlled it by just understanding things and looking into it.
And sadly, I think her coffin still glows in the dark, but we won't go there. They didn't know quite the dangers of radiation yet. That was some of the things she discovered. But she did some incredible work. Well, I think that's just about it. I'm going to carry on. I'm going to actually say something. You were talking about celebrating things. It reminded me of something that I always say, and people roll their eyes at me. And I always say, sometimes in this life, you have to make your own sunshine.
Oh, so true.
And my kids, they roll their eyes all the time, when I say it. I'm like, but it is true. And that kind of carries, so you have to celebrate, right? Like you said. So It's Christmas time. Going to remind people of that.
Yes.
All right, Michele. So that's pretty much it for this episode. If people want more information on you and what you do as a realtor, where can they go?
MichelleCummins.ca.
And make sure you join us again next week when once again we will talk real estate in order to unlock your real estate potential on a show where real estate is maximized. Thanks for listening.